The day was October 1st, 5 p.m. on a Friday evening. I just stood there in the balcony, leaning against the wall, suddenly not feeling my legs. My vision blurred, adrenaline rushing, everything happening at once. The email I had just read from my inbox kept replaying in my head. It all made sense now. The gut feelings, the random flashes, the strange thoughts. I slid down the wall into a squat. Sweat drenched me. And as the blur cleared, it turned into tears.
Tolu was a site engineer who handled projects within and outside the state. He was one of those men who ended up marrying his very first sweetheart. Tolu met Zaina back at the university. He had gone to see a lecturer friend and bumped into Zaina, a beautiful core member serving on campus. It was love at first sight. Her beauty was magnetic, and she knew it. But beneath the charm lay struggle. Zaina was a single mother, raising her 3-year-old son, Oche. She hustled through school, POS agent, supermarket attendant, anything to survive.
My relationship with Zainab blossomed quickly. We cherished each other's company, date nights, movies, even visits at my work sites. We became inseparable. And of course, Oche was never left out. A carbon copy of his mother. She would often brag about her dominant genes. Bonding with him was easy. He was lively, curious, and full of energy. Soon, I proposed. We got married, and life became even more beautiful. By our third year of marriage, I had just returned from one of those side trips and was welcomed with the greatest news of my life. We were pregnant.
Baby Oba brought so much joy to the family. Oche was the fondest of him. They looked like twins, despite the age gap. Tolu was the happiest man alive, always looking forward to weekends with his family. But far away, another man still held a place in Oche's life. His biological father, Ayo. He had left for overseas just before Oche was born. Their relationship had cracks, but before it ended, Zaina had gotten pregnant. Still, Ayo tried to remain a part of his son's life, and to Tolu's credit, he never denied Oche the privilege of bonding with his biological father.
One night, while rocking baby Oba to sleep, a strange thought crossed my mind. What if I'm not the father? I shook it off immediately. God forbid. Didn't Oche look exactly like Zaina? Weren't her genes just stronger? I kissed Oba's forehead and laid him down gently.
Ayo was struggling abroad. After a bitter divorce and losing custody of his daughter, he decided, Oche must come join me. He's my hope now. The embassy requested DNA before approving Oche's relocation. The results came back devastating. Ayo was not the father. Shattered, he cut Zaina off completely, blocked her on every platform. Zaina panicked. She remembered her careless nights years ago, and recently too. The flings she thought meant nothing. How could she explain? What would she tell Tolu? Or Oche? Worst of all, she began to worry over Oba's status too, for she knew she had been far too careless and stupid. So she lied. She told Tolu the embassy refused because of Ayo's divorce case. She covered up Oche's missed FaceTime calls by saying Ayo's line wasn't reachable. Tolu accepted, but uneasily. And for Oba, she only prayed that her worst fears never came true.
Oba was turning 2 soon. I was laying on the couch, scrolling through social media, looking for the perfect vendor for his birthday gift when I saw it. A trending story on paternity fraud. A footballer's wife, a pastor. I paused, looked at my son, and then shook the thought off. What is wrong with me? I whispered. Then went ahead to finish the story. From that day, an unsettling feeling grew stronger, though I had no clear reason for it. I was at a viewing center one evening, watching the Premier League with my buddies. At halftime, I stepped aside to check my phone. The voice note started. Our chair was never mine. It was Ayo. He explained everything. Why our chair couldn't travel, why he'd disappeared. And then he ended with, bro to bro, if you've ever had an iota of doubt, test all your kids.
From that night, Tolu's heart raced. He couldn't sleep. Should he confront his wife? Or secretly do a DNA test as Ayo advised? He told his close friend Carl about the call and the intermittent thoughts of doubts about the paternity of Oba. Carl advised him to stay calm and plan carefully. So he did. He ran a DNA test on his son.
It was Friday evening. I was packing up for the weekend with my family, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. The longest wait of my life ended at exactly 5 p.m. The email arrived. I opened it and there it was. Oba, my little boy, one I rocked to sleep, the one who called me Dada. 0%. I was not the father.
Collapsing in silence, Tolu's world broke apart. Two children he loved with all his heart, suddenly painted with betrayal and questions of trust. For Zaina, the lies, the unfaithfulness she thought she had buried forever came knocking at her door. And for Oba and Oche, innocent children, they were about to face the consequences of choices they never made. The truth had shattered their home. Because sometimes, the blood that betrays cuts deeper than any knife. DNA stories like this are not fiction for many families. Paternity fraud is a real issue tearing homes apart in Africa and beyond. Trust and honesty are the foundation of every family. Men deserve the truth. Paternity fraud doesn't just hurt partners, it scars children for life. It's time we start talking about it.